All right, we live. Little man.
Oh no! They cut his legs off. He
No,
must have ejected.
he ain't got no legs.
Howdy, guys. Appreciate you guys stopping by for another BS session and hanger time. And some explanations of what's been going on at DRAWDY RC. And a lot of people have been asking about what happened to the little cub there. So we decided we'd bring everybody up to date where we're at, what we're doing, what we've been up to, and give a look. We said we would give explanations whenever something happened, and that's what we're going to do. All right, Keith, take it away, bud.
Yeah, just want to thank everybody for joining us here at DRAWDY RC for another hanger time. We haven't done a hanger time in a couple of months, and I actually had some requests to do them, do more of them. So, you know, from here on out, I'm gonna try to do at least one hanger time a month to kind of talk about and recap what we've done for the month. Whether it be, you know, flying different things or flying the same things over and over again. And as you guys out there know, that me and RD like to take our planes and we like to fly them over and over and over again until we get them where we want them, where we like them to our flying ability and our flying style. And you know, whether it's racetracking it, like some people say we do a lot of, which is
And
fine.
we do.
And we do, because I like to fly scale, RD likes to fly scale.
And we have to keep them close.
And we try to keep them close because we don't want to lose them. And, you know, like we said before, all these planes come out of our pocket. Nobody gives us anything. So every plane we have, we pay for it ourselves. But anyway, thanks so much for being here. Thank you so much for all the subscribers and the comments that we get. Just the channel's growing. And it's because of you guys out there that the channel's growing. So we really appreciate it. But for the purpose of today's hanger time, we got a couple of different things we want to talk about. The first one is going to be the carbine cub. Everybody out there has seen this thing fly on many other channels, including here at DRAWDY RC. It was one of our first airplane, or was the first RC plane that we got, or RD got 2.5–3 years ago. That me and him both somewhat learned how to fly it, you know, or learned how to fly and started getting into the RC thing before we really dove into it head first. Like my brother-in-law said, we don't have a hobby, we have an obsession now. So, and that's about true, because we're always looking for something else to buy or fly or whatever. Anyway, I'll let RD take over. This is the newer one. It's only been flown, I think, twice, 2 or 3 times. Flies great. This is RD's plane. It's just like the old one. I'll let RD explain to you what happened with the old one. It was tough to see her go down, but she done us a lot of good. She got us a long way in this RC adventure. So anyway, without further ado, I'll let RD tell you all about this plane and what happened to the initial cub.
As you guys know, when we started out, we had no help. We didn't even know anybody that flew these things. So we decided we would just take it and we'd do the best we could with it and try to figure it out. And we crashed several little 800 millimeters prior to that. But when I bought, I think that first cub was given to me at Christmas, wasn't it?
Christmas 2020.
Well, we got the little cub, and it happened to be the first airplane that I've ever flown successfully and landed, RC. Keith, it was his first. He ever successfully took off and landed, RC. That plane got us started. It's a great starter plane. However, because we're new, there's a couple of complaints I got. I know most receivers, especially if they got safe in them, will take and cut down the amount of travel that you can travel with your aileron, your rudder, elevator, all that stuff. It cuts it down. That gets you started flying. I got it. I understand it. What I don't understand is when you get up and you start flying and you get used to that, then you want to start graduating into an intermediate level and then just fly it on its own. Well, it cuts it down, it cuts the travel down, and then if you're not on your game and has already set your flight controls to the same travel that you had in safe, when you go to the, what they call that? Let me see. It's the expert mode. That's where it's an unlimited fly envelope. Green is safe. Blue is like AS3X, and red is like nothing. What crashed the airplane was, I told Keith that I was going to fly it in AS3X. I was going to take off and I was going to land it. Well, and it's amazing in AS3X and safe, you still got the same amount of travel. And I had flown it once that day in AS3X, landed it, it was fine, just AS3X. I was going to take it up again because I think I had battery left over. We put another, I don't remember what.
I think you had a bunch of battery left.
So I took off again. While I'm flying, I realized that I'm in AS3X. I thought I was in safe because it was flying like it always do. I reached down and I was coming around the end of the runway there. And as I was coming around the end of the runway, I noticed that it wasn't in the position I wanted it. And I clicked it on down to the unlimited flight envelope. Well, in the corner, with the ailerons like this, when it went to the unlimited flight envelope, they went like this. And when it did, it just rolled over and hit the concrete. And me and Keith was standing there and seeing parts, foam and everything flying up in the air. It was partially, well, it was my fault. I was at the controls. But I don't understand why they do that. It looks to me like if you set your controls for a certain amount of travel, that no matter what position you go in, it should be in that. That's what you used to flying it in. And this ain't a rant. It's just, I don't understand why they do that. Because when a guy goes from the safe mode to the AS3X mode to the expert mode, I mean, the travels that you have learned to fly on are they're just tremendous. That's what happened to the airplane. I went from AS3X to the expert mode in a turn. Or I don't think I was really in a turn. I was getting ready to come base leg, come in.
Yeah, you wasn't like he wasn't banking in a
no,
turn. It was
when I hit the thing and went to turn it, I used the same amount on the radio I've been using to turn the thing. And boy, that thing flipped over. I mean, it was gone. Just like that.
It was gone quick.
Nothing was wrong with the airplane. I guess it was my own stupid fault. I hated losing the airplane for sentimental value. That was the first airplane we ever flown. So I hated losing it. But guys, that's what happened. I went to the unlimited, the expert mode, and when I hit the ailerons to turn final to land it, it crashed. I mean, but and you got to understand too, I was pretty low when I did it, because I was coming in for a landing. And it being that low, and when I turned that aileron, it literally was a heartbeat, and that thing was on the ground.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But that's what happened to the Cub. A lot of people asked about what happened to it, and that's exactly what happened to it. It was all me. So you guys beware. If you're learning to fly, you need to remember that when you go to the expert mode, you got to remember when you go to the expert mode, you've got a whole lot more trouble in those flight controls, and it'll get away from you in a second. So that was the story on the Cub.
Yeah, but we already had this one right here already as well before we even crashed the other one. So this
because
one,
I liked it so well.
Yeah, so I already had bought another one already. It was sitting over here. Y'all seen it sitting over here behind us for many videos now, and he changed the landing gear out on it with these, which come off the Hobby King Swiss J3.
Right.
Because I put bigger tires on my Swiss J3. And then these are the ones that came on, the stock ones that came on the Swiss J3. And it does pretty good.
It lands better.
Yeah, it lands better. It doesn't bounce. This thing was real. That's the only complaint I ever had against this plane right here, is it just bounced real hard. I know it's a bush plane, and it probably would do a lot better in grass.
It did do good. You know, we was flying over at the school over there. We landed, took off on grass. It did great.
Yeah.
But when we moved to the airport on asphalt, man, that thing would go crazy.
It bounces like crazy, but.
And it was bad to ground loop on takeoff sometimes.
Yeah. But anyway, we just kind of want to explain. I had a couple of people message me about what happened to it, because we never got a chance to really explain what we felt happened. So we wanted to do a hangar time and kind of explain that. So hopefully that answers some questions out there about what happened to the original Cub here at DRAWDY RC, and that's what happened. So,
nothing wrong with that airplane. That's a great little airplane.
Yeah.
But like I said, us being new, I mean, there's things that happen while you're up in the air, you're excited, you're concentrating on the airplane, and sometimes you just don't think. And I just, it didn't occur to me that I really thought the thing was flying and safe and I was going to AS3X. However, I was in AS3X because it flew just like the safe. And when I went to go to AS3X, which I was already in, it went to expert mode. And when it did with that much travel and that, it was out of here.
That was it. Anyway, we got a new one. And there's been a couple of videos with this one already, I believe, or at least one video.
And we won't be making this mistake again.
Yeah, and if y'all want to see that video where the Cub crashed, it's I don't know when this video is coming up, so I think I put it up in July. I think it was, to go back and look in the July videos. I think it's in that one. You can check it out and tell me what y'all think as well. But anyway, that's what we want to talk about first here on the hangar time. So
look, guys, this is an extremely smooth airplane.
Yeah,
in the air. It's very graceful. It's very forgiving. But the pilot has got to stay on his P's and Q's if you're going to fly it in expert mode and you're not used to it.
That's big.
Because I had never flown it in expert mode. Never. And when I did, that's what happened.
All right, so we got a couple other things we want to talk about. So stick around. I'm going to put this one up and we're going to talk about some other things.
Yeah, drag out another one. Stay tuned, guys. We got some more sad stories to tell you.
Some more sad stories. Yeah, I got a couple of them out there. We'll talk about that one later.
Which one?
The big one you just got.
Oh, yeah. That one, y'all gonna have to forgive me. I don't want to get too excited and go rant on the thing.
Right.
Man.
All right, so I'm gonna bring this one out. First of all, we're gonna talk about this first in just a minute. But first, I want to talk about. I'm just gonna lay this battery in here so the nose won't come up on it. We're gonna talk about the Avios King Twin. Y'all have seen, if y'all follow me on Instagram, I've posted a bunch of pictures of it. Beautiful airplane. There's two or three videos up on here on YouTube right now of it when RD made it a couple weeks ago, and then our buddy Marvin helped us out with it. Got it up and got it trimmed out and got it flying pretty good, whatever. And but I'll let Artie explain a little bit to you about the issues he had with it. But beautiful airplane. I mean, Artie had it looking really good, and had a little problem with the front landing gear on it because it was just really screwed up. It wasn't right from the get go.
The plane hated me.
Yeah, the plane. Artie wanted that plane so bad, and he finally got it, and it gave him a fit from the get-go. All these planes are different. They all got their own personalities, and we all, we got to build them up. They all build a different way. We've talked about the Dynam stuff before, E-Flight, FMS. FMS is one of the premier manufacturers out there, and one of RD's hardest ones that he had a fit with was the P47 or the P40.
P40.
Which you see above his head ain't here no more. That's another story. But the Avios King Twin gave him a fit, and I'll let him explain a little bit about the King Twin.
Guys, I wanted this airplane for so long, and you couldn't get it. There was just no parts for it. And there was no parts for it, and you couldn't get the airplane. You could get it from Europe, but the time you bought the airplane from Europe and had it shipped over here, it was just such an astronomical fee you couldn't afford it. So, but I really wanted the airplane. Well, it happened to hit the States, and I don't know where somebody told me, or I just looked up on it.
You just happened to look on there and they had it.
And so I ordered it. It come in, I was so proud of it. It just looked so stinking good.
It was.
And so I put it together, I painted it, I did a lot of stuff to it to personalize it. I thought the plane was absolutely perfect to what I like. So we take it out, we're gonna make it the first day. I have all confidence in the world this airplane is gonna be just perfect. I've seen a bunch of people fly it and they said, "Well, we didn't even have to trim it. Man, they knocked it out of the park with this one." So I go over there, drop that thing on the ground. I had everything, all the controls lined. I mean, I went through it with a fine tooth comb. I just knew I was gonna have a great flight with it. So I put it on the ground, taxied the thing out there, and the thing is doing this, like a snake. What the heck is going on here? And I'll tell you what I found, but long story short, I took the airplane and taxied out, turned around with it, and was coming back. And what we normally do, we're in a spot that we can take off north to south or east to west. The wind was kind of blowing out of the east, so I was going to take off to the north. Well, the area we're parked in, it's a pretty good sized area, and it has access, excuse me, to the active taxiway. So I was going to take off across the taxiway and take off. Well, as I turned the airplane around, it was wobbling back, and then all of a sudden it kind of stayed in one position. And I kept saying, I don't think I'm going to fly it. I don't think I'm going to fly it, because I didn't trust it. But at the last minute, it kind of straightened up a little bit, and I nailed it. And when I did, I would have had plenty of room if it would have hit the slot that goes out to the taxiway. But when I did, the gear cocked to the right, the nose gear cocked to the right, it run over in the grass and flipped upside down and tore up
Gears and stuff.
Tore up the gear, and it tore up the broke the props, which you can't get. You can't get no props. And so I brought it back home. I called a friend of mine, was asking him about it. So he makes me some prop adapters. And we'll talk about this later on, but if you need a prop adapter for your King Twin to put on, I had put on Master Air Screws, which is a much stiffer prop. And that thing wound up flying great with those things.
Yeah.
But at any rate, the props was broken, so you couldn't put the prop back on there because it didn't have any more props. You had to put a substitute prop on there, and when you did that, it mounted differently. So I had to have those little spacers behind the prop because the nose cone is what you tighten it up with. I hope I'm making sense here, but we'll explain it later. So he made those, I got it back together, everything was fine. Now what I found out with the nose gear was this. The screw, there's a plastic piece and the metal shaft goes down through that plastic piece, and there's a screw that tightens down on that nose gear to keep it from giving it this wobble. Screw wasn't long enough. I took that screw out, I put a longer screw in, and man, it just solved the problem. I think getting the taxi like it should. Did a great job with it. So we brought it. What happened after that? We brought it back to the house for some reason.
Well,
we tightened that up here at the house. We didn't take it back over there.
Yeah, we didn't take anything back.
Well, a friend of mine who's been flying for what, 30 years?
Oh yeah.
At least 30 years. He flies big jets and all this kind of stuff. He said, if you want me to, I'll take this thing up and I'll maiden it for you, and I'll I'll trim it out for you. I'm like, okay, because I didn't want to crash the airplane. Kept telling everybody, I love this airplane. I don't want to crash it. Well, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't crash it. So he takes it up, and it was pretty much a mess.
Yeah, he's
knowledgeable.
He's pretty sharp, but he's big. I mean, this is a little jet compared to the stuff he got.
Yeah, 90 millimeter, him small jets.
Yeah.
He flies them 10-foot long big boys.
Big turbines.
Anyhow, he takes the thing up. It was all over the sky. Do you remember what we found out about that? Oh, one of the ailerons
stopped working,
and he had, because you just got the snap in on the edge.
The ends of the wings, like the last 30% of the wing, a third of the wing, slides in and it just snaps together.
It's got a quick disconnect.
Yeah, right on the bottom. If you don't have a King 200, know what I'm talking about. It's just a little push snap button on the bottom of it. It's terrible, you know.
But anyhow, we got it back to the house. We fixed that, we thought. And I found that one of the ailerons was about 2 millimeters off, making it want to got a drift to the right.
Want to roll a little bit.
So I fixed that.
And one of the elevators were cocked, remember? They were cocked, remember, a little bit.
Yeah, one of the elevators was cocked. So we put the gauge on it, we gauged them all out. I mean, we just went through that thing. There were about 3 people went over that airplane and looked at it. So we took it out there. Just knew it was going to fly great after that. So Marvin told me, he said, look, I didn't really get a chance to get all the trims done on it because I was trying to get it down because the right aileron quit working. I mean, you could tell it when it quit.
Yeah.
He got it on the ground, I don't think, just minor damage. I had it fixed and nothing flat. So we go back out there and he's gonna remake it and trim it all out for me. He gets the thing up, guys, and gets it trimmed, and that thing was beautiful in the air.
Great, it was flying great.
Oh, it flew great. It looked so good in the air. We were just all tickled to death. And as he was getting ready to come back in, the right wing went dead again from that quick disconnect. And when it did, that thing went to the ground and went into a gajillion pieces. Couldn't save it.
It exploded.
It
was gone. It was a mess.
Marvin felt really bad about it. But you know something, I told him, I hate to lose an airplane, I do. But you know something, when you have a failure inside the airplane, in the air, there ain't a whole lot you can do about it.
Ain't nothing you can do about it.
And that's what happened to it.
That wing definitely disconnected just enough to kill the power to it.
Yeah, kill the power to the right wing.
So that when he
and you could tell it because it immediately done this.
Yeah, it was flying along there, and all of a sudden that thing just went like right there and went to the ground. And he was hauling ass. So
yeah,
and it did. It just a foam plane can blow up. It did.
It did. And I know
it was sickening, but you can't do it. Like already said, you can't do nothing about that. I mean. You get a failure in there like that, you know, you're lucky to get it back.
Let me tell you guys something. I love that airplane so good that I told him I did not want to crash it. And that's the reason he volunteered, because he's a lot more experienced than I am. He's been doing this for years and years. So that's the reason I told him to go ahead and make the thing, because I figured he could bring it back, especially after saving a near disaster when he quit the first time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That wasn't the first time that wing went dead.
Yeah, it was the same wing when it did.
And
it just came loose.
Yeah,
it didn't come off from the plane. It
lost the contact from those.
Yeah, it's just got that plug in there. Kind of like a USB plug or something like that, you know. I guess it just came loose. Just enough.
Because the day he brought it over there after the wing went dead on it, and it had minor damage. Didn't have a lot of damage. And I fixed it when he was sitting there on the tarmac there. He was doing it like this, and that's when we discovered that right wing was dead.
Yeah.
And all you had to do was take the wing and go like that. Man, it went back to work.
Come back to life, yeah. Crazy.
So, you know, we figured until the next time we went to flight for the last time it flew, we made absolutely sure that wing was secure. The aileron was working. I mean, and it flew for how long? 5, 6 minutes.
He was up
He was up a good while.
Yeah, this past weekend he was up.
And it really, the airplane flew great.
Yeah, he had it flying really good.
Yeah, it was flying really good. So that, like I say, when he was coming back in, he was headed towards us. And we seen the airplane all of a sudden just roll over and hit the ground.
That was it.
It was all over.
Absolutely no control over it.
So Avios, I wanted it so bad. And thank you for sending me one like that.
Yeah, it definitely had a failure.
Yeah, it was not Marvin's fault. It wasn't my fault in the build. It was that quick disconnect plug that lost contact. So I wish they would kind of do it. I don't know whether anybody else had a problem with that or not, but that's not a real good way of
the wing problem and that front gear.
Oh, the front gear was murder.
It was crazy.
I ordered a brand new gear. Everybody was saying a ME262 gear would fix the airplane. Well, I ordered one, $40.
Yeah.
From Motion for an ME262 gear. And while I was waiting on it, when I discovered that screw wasn't long enough. Well, I put another screw in it, and that fixed the landing gear. And then every now and then it would be intermittent, and the nose gear would come up. Or go down.
Yeah, the problem, and it was making the other two act funny.
Yeah, because they were all together. The airplane hated me, and it was determined. I was sitting here one day, and I was working on it, and I told Keith, I said, I think the damn thing is afraid to get in the air. I think it's afraid to fly. You reading all this stuff.
It knew he had a bad wing.
Oh my goodness. So, but like I say, that's what happened to the. I flew it twice.
You flew it twice and Marvin flew it twice.
I flew it twice, Marvin flew it twice, and it went down on Marvin.
Yeah.
And honestly, I know Marvin's going to watch this, and I'm going to tell you something, Marvin. I know you felt bad about it, but you know something? I'm glad it went down with you, because if it would have went down with me, I would have thought I did something because of my inexperience. I would have thought that it was me, that made a mistake. So knowing it went down with him, I know it was a mechanical problem, and it had nothing to do with me. But that's the story to keep.
Yeah, he had absolutely no control over it. But that's the way it is, y'all. I mean, it is what it is, and we move on. That's just the way.
I haven't grieved over it. It hasn't. Of course, I hate losing any airplane. If it was a 800 millimeter or what is that little old thing? I hate losing any airplane,
But it happens.
But it happens.
So that's what happened with the King Twin. We didn't really get that. We had a couple. There's a couple of videos with it, but we didn't get a good. We got some good footage of it, but I know when Marvin flies it, and I understand the reason behind it. He flies them. He gets them way up in the air, so you can trim them out just in case something does happen.
You got room to recover.
You got room to recover, and at that particular point with the King Twin,
he was through with it.
He was through it. He was actually coming in for a landing, and he was making a turn to get back to the end of the runway, and you could just tell that thing just went. That was it. There was no way to recover.
Guys, it was.
So,
it
was a violent roll.
Yeah, but it was a beautiful flight to that point.
Yeah.
I mean, one time he's across the runway, and he hollers at me, and he goes, "Look, Mom, no hands!" And he was holding the radio up like this. He wasn't even controlling it. That airplane was just as steady as a rock.
Well, but.
And then it fell like a rock.
Yeah, it fell. It won't be. It ain't the first. It won't be the last. That's
no,
for sure.
no.
We're all gonna crash them, and stuff happens. But anyway, that's the story behind the Cub. That's the story behind the King Twin. We wanted to bring you guys up to date on that, in case you don't see the King Twin anymore.
So that was violent crashes.
That was for some pretty bad ones. Matter of fact, I just got a message from Marvin. Marvin was supposed to be here tonight to be with us here on the channel, and he's going to at another date. But he just texted me and told me that our other buddy Aaron that goes with us, he's got a big MiG-29, beautiful big. Matter of fact, y'all have seen the video by now. Big, beautiful 90mm MiG-29, double 6C batteries in it, or 6S batteries. He had a new fuselage put on it, painted it back up. That thing was gorgeous, and he said he put it in the dirt today at about 100 miles an hour. There wasn't nothing left of it. So I know Aaron's probably
He's sick.
Sick to his stomach right now, but you know, it happens. It is what it is.
If
so.
you fly,
you
you're
gonna
gonna crash.
Yep.
Well, I heard some guy on TV not long ago saying, if you ain't crashing, you ain't flying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's true.
You know, and I've gotten to the point, and I think RD has too. You know, I don't. You know, for a long time, like my PT-17, I said I was not going to fly that PT-17.
Because you, like me, wanted that airplane for so long.
Yeah, I wanted it. And yes, a Dynam. It's a Dynam, and I know people put down on Dynam, and the video, there's a video up now of me making in the PT-17, and that damn thing flew like a dream. I can literally close my eyes and fly that airplane.
Yeah.
That is by far the best Dynam airplane I've flown. The Walko flies great, but that PT-17, spot on. So thumbs up to Dynam on that one. They knocked it out of the park with the PT. In my opinion, y'all watch the videos. Y'all see how it flies, and it's great. And it's one of my favorites in a hangar now. So, and I'm so glad because it's one I wanted so bad, and it's a pretty plane and it flies great. How often do you get that? You know?
Yeah, really. I wasn't so lucky. But yeah, when he flew that airplane, there was probably 5 or 6 people there. And they were all standing there in amazement talking about
look how that thing looks. I don't know if any of y'all got the PT-17 or if you've ever seen it, but I'll show you mine, just in case you hadn't. That's the PT-17 by Dynam.
Great flyer.
I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful looking plane, and it flies superb.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. And what y'all see on the table now is that is the FMS F-18 70 millimeter that I bought from our friend Marvin. He had bought it, and he said, I think he just said he didn't know why he even bought the daggum thing, but I went ahead and bought it from him and been flying it a little bit, and I really like it.
The reason he said he wasn't going to keep it was because he didn't have a battery that would fit it. He said, I've got enough 6-cell batteries. I don't need to buy any more than high dollar ones. So
that's mine. I painted it up a little bit different. I seen a guy that painted one up similar to this, but instead of the stars, he had diamonds, the white diamonds on it. It was beautiful. I love the way he had it painted up. So I went with the stars, and you know, painted up the way I like it. So. And the battery that fits in the thing, the perfect battery, it goes in there perfect, is the Ovonics 4000 60C. You can get them on Amazon. I think they're $65 on Amazon. This Ovonics 4000, 22 volt. It does perfect. It slides in the perfect. The CG's out right.
Do have one complaint with it though. Tell them what the complaint is.
On that?
Yeah. How about the wire you hook up to it?
Oh yeah, now I don't know if you guys got this plane out there. Comment down below and tell me what y'all got. But inside this thing, where the battery hooks up at, I had to put an extender on it because that comes from the ESC. It's way back there. You can't get your fingers in there. And somebody that's like me's got little fat fingers, and I mean, it's like you gotta have spaghetti fingers to get back there to get it. So I actually had to put, I don't know if you can see it, but I had to put like a little extender on mine right here.
Yeah, an adapter.
An adapter so I could get to the daggone plug. That is the only thing I've seen about this plane. That's aggravating. That's aggravating. But anyway.
Yeah, you had a hard time Sunday.
Yeah, I couldn't hardly get it on there.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But as far as flying, the darn thing flies great.
Yeah, it flies great. I've got 2 flights on it now, and so far, I really like it. So,
pretty sure you did a good job on the paint. I like the scheme on it.
Yeah,
I don't know why when I see it, it reminds me of Texas. I don't know why.
Anyway, it's pretty plain. But anyway, that's that one. I've flown the F-22, the 64 millimeter, the 64 millimeter F-15. Great little flyers. They're by one of them by free wing. The F-22 64, that's free wing. The FMS F-15 64 millimeter, great flying plane. I had the FMS F-16 64 millimeter, and that was my fault. I crashed it in a million pieces, and that was definitely on me. I think that's on video. I'm not sure.
It is.
The Arrows F-86, I've been flying it. Dad flew the June night P-51 the other day.
Oh, and the Sea Fury.
And the Sea Fury. Oh, Dad's P-51, let me get it over here for you guys. This is Dad's June night P-51. He's got to get a prop for it. The other day when he landed, great flight. The video's up now. What a great flight! But it just did tip the prop on the ground and pop one. But other than that, the plane flew. I mean, it looked so good in the air.
It did look good in the air.
That's a good looking plane there. And to be the P-51.
Let me get this one.
And Artie's been doing really good with the Warbirds. And you know, the Warbirds is like some of the ones that we're not.
There you go.
You know, we started. Yeah, this is the Sea Fury. Y'all seen the crash on the Sea Fury, right? And that thing was in a million pieces about 10 miles out from where we were at. Artie got that bad boy way out yonder.
And that's what happened to it. I got it too. Look, we was trying to trim it out, and we was working on down elevator. It kept climbing. We were working on down elevator, and it was rolling to the left, right, one of the two.
I don't remember.
So we're working on that, and I'm messing with that, and the airplane. And by the time it got out there, and I paid attention,
you couldn't tell which way it was.
Oh no, I lost orientation on that thing, and boy, it went down.
It went down hard.
How far you reckon that thing was for? It was half mile.
2.25 miles. It was at least a quarter mile.
It was out there, and I didn't lose. I mean, I had contact with it the whole time. It just.
But Artie rebuilt it. Now this is a new fuselage and wings, but he rebuilt it and looks great. And he flew it the other day, and it flew great.
Yep.
So, but that's some of the stuff we've been doing, y'all. Dad's gonna go and fly the P-47 soon. I got the BF-109. I'm gonna fly again. Y'all seen some videos on that. The Texan, the Dynam Texan, y'all. That's a prime example of planes coming from the factory screwed up.
Did you tell them the whole story on that airplane?
Yeah, I told them about that, but you know, we ended up having to put like 4 ounces of weight in the front of it. There was absolutely no weight in the front of it. And that's the reason why I kept rolling on me. Y'all seen the videos, it just rolled. Every time I put the gas to it, it'd roll.
It would have never flown.
It absolutely had no weight in the front end of it. You can put the battery all the way to the front, because it only takes a 2200 3S in it. So that battery's not very heavy. But once we put the weights in it, I got it up in the air and got it flying, that thing flew great. It flew great. Again, another one of my, another one of my favorites. The Dynam Texan. So right now, prop plane wise, my 2 favorite planes in the hangar are Dynams.
Guys, let me tell you something that's kind of funny. We appreciate it. Hope you'll appreciate the story too. Me and my wife, his mother, and his wife got together and got him that for your birthday, wasn't it? Birthday.
Yeah, I think it was.
Father's Day or something.
Yeah, the beginning of the year.
Anyhow, we ordered it, got it in, surprised him with it, and every time we took it to the airport, that thing would take off and roll over to the left and crash. I mean,
like 5 times.
Yeah. We tried everything in the world, CG, all that kind of stuff, and what we did was, I was sitting here one day and I said, it has to be CG is bad on this airplane. That's the only thing it can be, because everything else was perfect on it. So I got the gluing weights that come out of the Spitfire.
The Spitfire. Yeah, Spitfire.
I took all the weights I know with Spitfire that I had crashed. Y'all all seen that?
That Spitfire was heavy.
That's the one that went down with a looked like a rocket. Anyhow, I digress. So I took all those weights and glued them in the nose of that airplane. So I told him, I said, you know something? I think the thing will fly now. And so he puts a receiver in there, and I said, you want me to get one of these gyros for it? No, I'm just gonna fly it like this. I knew what he was thinking. The damn thing's gonna crash again, and I ain't wasting my time putting no gyro in it.
Yep.
And so I said, okay. Because he never, look, I don't think you've ever flown an airplane without a gyro before, have you? Had never flown an airplane without a gyro.
That determined whether I was going to either crash it and just tear the hell of it, or tear it up, or,
he had no clue. He had no clue that damn thing was going to fly. He took off without an airplane, and that thing looked like it was glued to the sky.
Yeah.
And I know he was sitting there with his mouth hanging open like, what I do now is actually flying, you know?
Yep.
So, at any rate, after that, he's been flying it, and said it's one of the best flyers you've got.
I've got three flights on it now, and it flew. It's like on a rail. Lands great, floats.
Takes off great.
It takes off good, and that thing, it almost flies backwards. You can fly so slow.
Yeah.
Kind of like the PT-17. I mean, the PT-17, the Dynam Texan, and the Dynam Waco. The BF-109 flies good. Your 190 flies good.
Yeah, but I had to carry it all the hell before it got there.
Dad's Waco flies good. We had Waco Day not too long. Well, I say no, so we need to have another Waco Day. But anyway, we're going to quit boring y'all. We just want to kind of bring you up to speed. We're going to try to do a hangar time at least once a month to kind of recap the month's events of what we've had, the flights we've had, whether they're good or bad, and the experiences we're having as far as building these things and putting them together. This is one of RD's new ones. We'll talk about this plane in another video. We got a couple of big jets that are back in the other room, and we'll save that for another hangar time. But I just put this up here because RD just got this.
Let me add something. No, we mentioned it earlier, and don't even think it. No, I did not crash the P40.
Oh yeah. There's a reason why. There's a reason why this is sitting here.
I traded that P40 for that 90mm F-15.
Yeah, and this has got
several flights.
Yeah, it's got probably a dozen flights on it.
And it flies great. I've seen this airplane fly. It flies great.
This is our buddy Marvin. This was his, and he just didn't personally like it.
He told me I do not like the airplane. It flies great. I just don't like a F-15.
Yeah.
What he said, and I said, well, you know something? I happen to love an F-15. So we were talking, and I seen he'd been eyeing the P-40 up there that had never flown. And I had told my wife, and I told Keith, I don't know if I'll ever fly the thing or not, because I mean the airplane was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Yeah.
You want to know the difference between a 90mm and a 64? There it is.
There you go.
But it's a good look. Hey, let me tell you something. Don't shy away from these little 64s. That's some good flying little planes.
But he said, he said, I'll trade you my F-15 for that P-40 up there. That P-40 never been in there, brand new. And I said, and honestly, guys, that airplane, I ranted about it. You remember I had such a time with that man.
The landing gear, yeah. So there again, being an FMS.
Kind of had a little bad taste in my mouth about the airplane, but it turned out beautiful. It looked really good. And I told him I don't want to crash it, so I'm just going to sit here. Just like this right here. You can't see it, but I've got a brand new FW190 up here that I built. Ain't going in the air. I mean, it's serving its purpose. I took my time with it. I did a lot of painting on it. I tried to make it as authentic as I could make it. And it's hanging over here above my toolbox, and that's where it's going to stay. I don't need to fly it. In fact, Marvin asked me the other day, you ever going to fly that airplane? I said, no. I've got an FW190 over there that I have tore all to hell and put it back together, and it flies great.
That thing's been crashed twice.
Twice. Yeah, but the last time was a good one.
Yeah. This thing does have a cockpit. Me and RD is. That's the canopy. We got a canopy for it in case anybody was wondering. I'm finna start detailing the inside of it. So there's a canopy. It's got a little pilot that goes in it.
He ain't got no legs.
Ain't got no legs. Lieutenant Dan. But anyway, that's why we got that. Well, RD's got the F-15. P-40's gone. F-15 took its spot. And we'll talk about these big jets later. I need to put it back on the table. It's on the ground over there. We don't like to have them on the ground. So, but anyway, y'all, like I said in the first of the video, y'all, I cannot thank each and every one of y'all enough for being here with me and RD on this journey, this adventure of RC planes. we try to bring something new and some new spice and some new flavor to the hobby instead of just the regular old same old, same old, same old. So we like to do the hanger time and talk about it instead of just seeing flying videos. So let's come here and talk about it. So, and we got Aaron and we got Marvin, two of our good friends are into this big jet stuff, and they're into the flying. And
Marvin going to where?
Jets over Georgia, in Gay, Georgia, in a couple of weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks.
And he's got like a 10-foot F4. I mean, a big monster there.
Yeah, he's got a huge.
And the F-18 is bigger than that one.
Yeah, the F-18 is 10 foot, the F4 is 8 foot.
Yeah.
They're huge. And hopefully one day I'll be able to get some videos of that. He's working on the F4 now to go to Jetsville, Georgia. So.
And just a short commercial for him. He saved my bacon on the
King Twin.
On the King Twin. Nobody had props for that thing. And the only way to get it there again was for him to make that adapter that goes behind it, so we could put the.
He's got a 3D printer. He's got a couple of them.
Show him some of the stuff.
He makes all kinds of stuff. Like he makes one of his main things he makes are like these rockets that go.
He makes a lot of ornament on all size airplanes.
Yeah, I mean this is one that goes on his F4, and I mean look how big that thing is. I mean it looks stupid on this. I mean that's a 90 millimeter. You can that F4 is 3 more feet longer than this thing. But they are very, very detailed. He just does a really good job with them. Maybe y'all can see that, but it's got all the lettering on it. I mean, it's just really, really detailed what he does. And I'll link his website in the description below. But he is going to come in. He was supposed to be here tonight, but some things come up. But he is going to come in and do a show with us. He's going to bring a bunch of his stuff. We're going to lay it out on the table here, and he's going to show you and tell you what he can do. He's going to kind of go through his career and stuff like that. So.
Guys, if you've got a King Twin by Avios, and you don't have props for it, and you're grounded right now, you can get the props from Master Air Screw, and he designed and he made that back plate where that prop will go right on there. It goes on there, and the nose cone, all that stuff. It looks just like it did when it comes from the, when I opened the first box up. The only thing is, the one he made is a little thicker. I have another, but if you guys need it, get in touch with him with this link, and he'll make you something. He got it in his computer. He can pop them right out there.
Yeah, go down in the description below, and you'll see the link to. I forget what it's called.
It's right here.
I got one of the stickers over here somewhere. We got some stuff laying around.
Let's see.
I got to find one. Let me see if I can find it. I had them.
Ultimate Scale Accessories.
Yeah, ultimatescaleaccessories.com. I think that's what it is. But I've got some stickers and all. I just gotta find them. Anyway. UltimateScaleAccessories.com. That's going to be his.
He'll have on there USA.
Yeah.
Ultimate Scale Accessories.
And I'll link it in the description down below. So anyway, guys, we're gonna go from there. We'll do some more hangar time with these big jets probably next month. So you'll stick around for that. As always, thank y'all so much for joining me and RD here at DRAWDY RC. Hope y'all enjoyed the conversations. Please comment down below what you think of the video. Comment down below what you've heard, what we talked about. Give us your feedback on what you think, and we take criticism pretty well, constructive criticism.
And this channel is for you guys. It ain't for us. It's for you guys.
I mean, we've learned a lot of stuff off some of the information we've gotten off you guys out there on some of the comments and messages. So, anyway, remember to follow us on Instagram. We are offering memberships here at DRAWDY RC. Down below here, you'll see where it says thanks. You can donate if you wish. We're not asking anybody for money, but it is there if you wish to do so. You feel it in your heart. You want to become a member of the DRAWDY RC crew. The memberships are available. You'll be able to win. We'll have quarterly drawings to where you can win merch. Shirts. We have different kinds of hats, stickers, stuff like that.
Aircraft accessories.
Yeah, we're going to start maybe giving away some some stuff. You may win a package of some stuff Marvin makes or something. I don't know. We're filling it out. So you gotta be a member. You gotta be a subscriber.
And you'll also get to see the videos earlier than everybody else.
Yeah, members will get access to videos early. So usually the videos come up around 7 o'clock, 2 or 3 times a week, and I'll make it to where maybe you can see it, at 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I don't know, but you got to be a member. Anyway, we do have a Patreon page, DRAWDY RC. Links in the description below. I'm done.
I am too.
Thank y'all so much. Thank you. I cannot say that enough. Y'all stick around. A lot of good flying, a lot of good conversations about DRAWDY RC coming up. And until next time, guys, we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Stay safe and God bless you.